Everyone sees the side of us which is very like put together. We come across as warriors, which we are. But no, but I'm saying as we come across, people will view us and say like, you lot are, you know, when they come to us, they do become like, because they think you lot are so put together. We need to put these together, but what we need to do is give them the other side.
I got one.
Want to go first then?
Of course.
Go ahead. Like we normally want to, innit?
I struggle with taking part
Yeah.
in this shit.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, like, I'll say that. Let me not say no. No! Wait, no, but what I'm saying is, I struggle with just taking part. I don't want to take part.
Do you feel like that's an issue for you?
What do you mean?
Do you feel like it's something you should work on, or do you?
No, because I'm taking part. So it's not like
But
it's
it's struggling.
preventing me from doing it because I know, okay, this is something that I
Oh,
have
it's
to
just
kind
really
of,
struggle.
it's like plugging in and
Okay.
plugging out and stuff, right? But I actually don't want to take part.
But you feel like
I
you
didn't
have
choose
to.
to come here.
Mm.
Do you get what I mean?
It's his duty. Very childish.
Did you choose to come here?
But that's it. He was
The
chosen.
Spirit might have said,
He
"Go
was
on,
cho-
just
he was
take
chosen
experience."
to
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm not aware of it yet. I
How did you do this, Spirit?
Why me?
I think that what is like a crutch, but it's not really a crutch because it's what everyone should have. I am, for the most part, I'm present, which is why I say I'm somewhat oblivious because I'm so present. So it's like, okay, that's not mine, that has nothing to do with me. Which is why, as much as I can know what I know about racial issues and just things like that, right? It doesn't necessarily hit me. Don't get me wrong, it can hit me if I choose to soak it up, but I know that that's like a choice. Well, for me and how I'm set up, it's like, okay, do you want to? For the most part, it's like, I'm not even here. So it's like I have to bring myself to a space and say like, okay, make some choices. I'm like, this has nothing to do with me. You know what I mean?
I feel the same way.
But like,
But I really don't care.
but it's like,
I care, but I don't care.
Yeah.
but it's like, I feel like you're obviously a Virgo as well. I'm a Virgo, but you're also like an empath. So it's like you you like soak it up and you let it out. For me, I struggle to soak it up.
Sounding like she's the sponge and you're the scourer at the top.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
The
The
green
rough
bit,
bit at the top.
the green bit that you used to get the pots, she'll be like the soft, spongy, soapy side, and you're the I'll
You
scratch
don't
that shit
really
out.
feel that
I wouldn't
it's
say
there,
that,
but
but
you
I
handle
say
it.
I don't know why that came to me, but that was just.
But that's not to say that I'm not affected.
Yeah, so
You
it's
still
still
get
there,
sunny,
Yeah.
but
it's
it's
not
not
the same
affecting
as she
my
does.
part, but it's not
So
yours.
I,
So
yeah.
I'm clinging on to that sponge.
She's rolling with me, okay?
No, because
No,
I'm
no,
No, because it still gets soapy, but it's a bit more
Yeah.
vigorous than the other part. She's the softer
But it's
side.
like,
You just clean shit out.
so I'm very sensitive, very sensitive. So it's not like I don't feel, I do feel, but it's just the way I'm set up. It's like, because I'm so present, I won't recognize that I feel it until I get a moment and I'm like, I feel like a tension. I'm like, oh, what is that? And then I start speaking about it and it just goes away. So
Your release.
I struggle with taking part.
You are literally like opposites. You struggle to release and you release quite easily. So you can't hold on and you struggle to let go.
Yeah.
Literally.
Out of everyone, I'd say the opposite thing, like you can shit the most together.
Alright, brother. Okay, got you.
Impression, right?
That's good, that's good.
At least now you know.
Yeah, but I was speaking the same.
What?
I was speaking the same, what you just said.
For yourself?
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
But
That's what I'm saying.
that's a pro and a con now, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah, but it's the yin yang.
Yeah, which is
Balance.
yeah.
Yeah, but then sometimes you're more in the
one side than the other.
you need to be balanced.
Yeah, but then
really.
that's how you recenter yourself in it. to
Yeah,
make it
but
out.
once I move there, I'm like, okay, get me out of here. Because this is my natural state, so I'm here naturally. So it's like to feel, it's like to put myself out of where I'm used to, kind of thing, or what I know. But yeah.
Yeah. I struggle to not be my real self, I would say. I think where you live in a world that's full of acting, everybody's acting to be like this and acting to be like that, you never really know who your real self is unless you dig deep, and that can take a long time. So I struggle to be my real, authentic self with everybody. Could even be my own child sometimes. And yeah.
See, I hear that. I think I said something similar, and then you said something to me that made a lot of sense. That you are your authentic self wherever you are, depending on the situation and who's in front of you. Because that's just that version. Remember you said something to me like that. I was like, oh, it's
Like,
like,
it's a basic. He was like this.
Okay.
No, I'll take it.
but it stuck with me, and I was like, it's true because
It's like a comedian,
you know, like you say, oh, I can't be myself around this person. No, that's how you are around
With
that
that
person. You're different around someone else, however you reflect and how they make you interact. You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you think that society's pressure of you having to remain the same is what makes us think that we're not being our true authentic self? Because if
It's
what
the
we are,
thought
we're
you're putting
adaptable.
onto it. It's what
Yeah.
you think you've
Because
got
we're
to
adaptable,
do
aren't we?
to
So
fit in.
if you're in this situation, if you need to be in fight or flight, you do what it is. But that's you. It's a choice you make based on how you feel.
It's your
And if
perspective.
you're
But
around
then
people-
you've also made that choice based on
Just around.
past traumas.
Yeah, so it's what
Well,
you think.
but then is that
But you don't stay the same. Yeah, but do you stay the same forever? Or do we, as we grow, we change, we adapt? We're not molded and set for life.
And we form different ideas. Different
So as
meanings to
experiences
things,
change your opinions and your perspective. So if you've gone through life thinking this is that and this is how I am, and then something shakes up your world and you realise shit, that's
Actually,
not
I'm not
actually
like
that.
that.
You know, I just thought I was that because I was in that place. So now you start questioning. So hold on, was that the real me?
But then you're
Or is
always
this the
then
real me?
questioning.
But yeah, but then sometimes what we need to do is not always question if this is the real us and accept
We
this
are
is the
just
real us, but we
changing
just
constantly.
grow
I
and
would
change.
say it's necessary to ask questions
Yeah.
because of discovering what you might not know. But obviously there's an element of flow, like having to just flow with it and just yeah. I think for me, when I was younger, I struggled to be out of control. So I had the program inserted in, and that was because of trauma and stuff like that. And then obviously programs. Now, I'm similar to you in relation to, because I know more now, I'm really struggling with engaging in shit. I'm like, I don't want to engage in this bullshit. But I know I have to play the game because I'm not working on behalf of me, I'm working on behalf of us. So I know I have to be in these arenas. And that takes a toll on me energetically, like takes a toll. And sometimes I can get out of alignment quite quickly. Where I'm like, shit, I don't feel good. Or I can take on thoughts that are not mine. Shit, I don't want to be here. That's not mine. But I can feel that, like I don't really want to be here. So when I'm seeing people committing suicide, I'm thinking, that's it. In my mind at points, not that I would do it, but I recognize it. So, and it resonates in my body. I'm like, yeah man, what they're doing, that's freedom. But actually, in my mind, there's also a reason why I'm here. So like the reason why I was saying before, I was like, did I choose to be here, to experience this realm? I'm not bailing out of this. So yeah, I think for me, when I'm taking on energies, you can then take on identities that are not you, or spirits that are not you. And so that's for me, struggling between like being my pure light self and then taking on.
Yeah.
What you said challenges what she said. Because who are you? What are you? There's not a label to who and what you truly are. Really. You don't see life as it is, you see life as you are. And because you've identified with something, you're giving out that. But what if you didn't identify? Who would you be? Kind of be free of it all. That's kind of like just the tweaks that we add. But no one wants to be that, because that's when the real work starts. It's like, can I actually be present? Can I actually look at that chair and say, what is that really?
And there be nothing wrong. Or right.
There is nothing wrong. There isn't anything right. It just is. Just because, if you think about it, nature minus the manipulation, it just is, which is what we're supposed to be.
Which is why, so what I've been struggling with recently is being present and having focus. So I'm switching off because I'm like, I'm being distracted too much. Like pulled here, pulled there, meeting there, on this social media, having to address this email. There's just a lot every day. And meeting and trying to meet people's needs when you're not really meeting your own needs. So it's like, now I have to make that conscious decision. I have to switch off, and I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Imagine if everyone done that though.
You know how peaceful.
You know how great it would be.
You wouldn't need to aspire or want peace outside of you, because it's inside you. To want peace outside of you is very egotistical. Because it's like you're dealing with, okay, what I want for me is what I want for everyone. But that's not on you. But it's even when you was talking about like problems and how everyone has problems. Do you know? Remove problems. It just is.
It just is,
And then you work with whatever it is. So it's really difficult to get to that point where we're like, okay, what is it really? Because there's so much context, so much verbiage in your mind. But really, how much of that is helpful?
Even, you know what makes sense as well?
Spirit says that though. That's spirit. Spirit's like,
none
this
of
ain't
it.
helpful.
But even, so when you get like a mental health thing, or bipolar, there's all these different mental health terms that they get you to own. And so you own it, and then what happens is you become these characters that they say, they give you the kind of, these are the signs and symptoms. You're like, oh yeah, I've got that, I must have this. But why? Like, why do you need to have this?
But
they make you own.
No, but the thing is, when I did my mental health first aid course, I was reading through the book at all the different, because I was like, I swear I've been like this at one point. I swear I've done that at one point. I'm like, oh,
that's the thing.
Everybody has.
I'm schizophrenic.
Like,
but everybody
has all of these. If you've got an emotion, if your body is full of emotions, you're gonna experience these different things. You might react in this certain way, whatever it is. But it's part of just expression.
Can I ask you
it's
this?
not.
What is an emotion without the verbiage?
Without
the words, without the context, without the idea of, without the pictures, the image.
It's nothing.
Exactly.
Because it's all what we put onto it. It's the meaning we put onto
So,
something.
it goes back to what I've always said, we are on self-destruct mode. Because they are not trying to have us like Mother Nature. They're trying to have us like robots.
Because Mother Nature doesn't question Mother Nature.
So when you said robots as well, robots are on repeat to do the same thing over and 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 over again.
And you know, now you say that, when you think about humans, it's like we have a disease, war, a little bit of peace, something else, next evolution. War, disease. Do you know what I mean? There's a loop. If you think about it, what's been played over the last couple of hundred of years, it's been the same loop. It's very quick.